The first appearance of the river spirit, Mmiri the night, was unusually quiet. No crickets sang. No frogs croaked from the marshes. Even the wind seemed afraid to move through the trees. Amara stood alone at the edge of the ancient river, clutching her wrapper tightly around her shoulders. The moon hung low in the sky, its silver light spreading across the dark water like a sheet of polished glass. She had come seeking answers. For 3 nights in a row, she had dreamed of a woman's voice calling her name from beneath the river. Amar! Amar! Come to me! Each dream felt more real than the last. Now standing at the water's edge, she wondered if she had made a terrible mistake. The elders had always warned the villagers about this river. Children were forbidden from swimming in its deepest parts. Fishermen avoided it after sunset. Stories whispered around evening fires spoke of an ancient spirit who lived beneath its waters, a being older than kings and older than the village itself. The villagers called her Mmiri. Most believed she was only a legend. Others feared she was very real. Amara stared at her reflection, trembling on the surface. Nothing happened. The river remained still. A nervous laugh escaped her lips. Perhaps I have lost my mind, she whispered. She turned to leave. Then she heard it, a single splash, behind her. Amara froze. Slowly, she looked back. Concentric circles spread across the water. The river had been perfectly calm moments before. Now something moved beneath it. Something large. Something impossible. The temperature dropped. A cold breeze swept through the trees. Leaves rustled violently, although the air itself seemed motionless. Amara's heartbeat thundered in her chest. The water began to glow. At first it was faint, a pale blue shimmer beneath the surface. Then it grew brighter and brighter. The entire river illuminated like liquid moonlight. The glow spread outward, painting the trees, the rocks, and the riverbank in an eerie silver light. Amara stumbled backward. "What is happening?" she whispered. The river answered. A figure slowly rose from the depths, not climbing, not swimming, rising, as if the water itself carried her upward. Amara's breath caught in her throat. The figure emerged gracefully from the glowing river. A woman, yet not entirely human. Her skin shimmered like flowing water beneath moonlight. Long, silver-black hair drifted around her as though suspended in an invisible current. Tiny droplets floated around her body, sparkling like stars. Her eyes glowed with an ancient blue light, and wherever her bare feet touched the river's surface, lilies blossomed instantly. Amara could neither run nor scream. She could only stare. The being stood upon the water as effortlessly as a person standing upon solid ground. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then the woman's eyes settled upon Amara, eyes that seemed to hold centuries of memories, kingdoms born and destroyed, generations rising and fading into dust. When she finally spoke, her voice sounded like many things at once: flowing water, falling rain, distant thunder, the whisper of streams winding through forgotten forests. Amara! The young woman's knees nearly gave way. The voice. It was the same voice from her dreams. "You know my name?" The spirit smiled, a sad smile, a smile filled with secrets. "I knew your name before you were born." Fear surged through Amara. She took another step backward. "Who are you?" The glowing woman lifted one elegant hand. The river behind her rose into the air, twisting into shapes of fish, birds, and serpents made entirely of water. The creatures danced around her before dissolving back into the river. Then she answered, "I am the keeper of these waters." The river brightened. "I am the memory beneath the current." The trees bowed as though acknowledging her presence. "I am the guardian of forgotten promises." Thunder rumbled across a cloudless sky. Finally, her luminous eyes locked onto Amara's. "And I am Mmiri." The name echoed unnaturally through the night. Mmiri, Mmiri, Mmiri. The river itself seemed to speak it. Amara felt every story she had ever heard as a child suddenly become real. Every warning, every legend, every whispered tale around village fires. The river spirit existed, and she stood before her. But it was what Mmiri said next that filled Amara with true terror. "The path you have chosen leads to sorrow." Amara swallowed hard. "What path?" Mmiri gazed toward the village in the distance. "The path of love." At once, Obinna's face appeared within the spirit's waters. His image shimmered across the river's surface. Alive, smiling, unaware. Amara's eyes widened. "How do you know Obinna?" Mmiri's expression darkened. The river's glow flickered. Because beneath the calm surface of the water, something ancient stirred, something dangerous, something hungry. And when Mmiri spoke again, her voice carried a warning that would haunt Amara for many nights to come. "Because the river has seen his future." The wind suddenly roared. The glowing water erupted around the spirit. The lilies vanished, the moonlight dimmed. And before Amara could ask another question, Mmiri dissolved into 1,000 droplets of silver rain that scattered across the river. Silence returned. The water became calm once more, as if nothing had happened. Amara stood alone on the riverbank, trembling. But deep in her heart, she knew one thing with absolute certainty. The spirit's appearance was not the end. It was only the beginning. And somewhere beneath the dark waters, Mmiri was still watching.